morning. Good morning. This is Tuesday Talks at 10:30. I'm evidential medium Stacy Niedenthal, and welcome. Every Tuesday at 10:30, we get online. We do a live. I do a live, and I talk to you about things that maybe you're not comfortable in talking to other people about, or maybe things that you just have questions about. And we talk about things like mindfulness and meditation. We talk about great grief and death and dying and connecting to spirit and all those things that bring us back home. The things that maybe, you're just really not sure about, that you want to talk to other people about. So it enables you a safe space to be able to come in every Tuesday at 10:30 and just get some information and be in a safe space where we can just gather together. So good morning. Tuesday Talks at 10:30. Hello. Put hi in the comments. Let me know that you're here, where you're watching from. Oh my goodness. We've got a lot of great things coming for 2026. You can go to the website connectingtospiritwithstacy.com under events and tickets, or to schedule an appointment to get in the books on for the upcoming year. It's been a crazy couple weeks. My connectingtospirit.com got hacked, so we're back to the regular domain connectingtospiritwithstacy.com. So if you are looking at an event and the link doesn't work, go to connectingtospiritwithstacy.com. I tried to get all the other ones out, but it's been a little bit of a mess. But we are working through it without, I can't say without any problems, because we do have some problems, but it's okay. It's okay. We're able to work through it. New events coming up at Mindful Oasis in Chambersburg. It's a new venue. I'll be at Soul to Soul in Mercersburg. There's a few new places in Bel Air, Maryland. I'll be in Bel Air next month, but check it out. But let me know that you're here. Say hello. I'm not seeing comments yet, but that's okay. So today I want to talk to you about mindfulness. So normally in November, December, I start to reflect and I start to think about what has happened in the past couple months. Sorry, I thought I had my volume down. And it's not that I want to get stuck in the things from the past. I just want to reflect. And I look at and am grateful for all those that I have met, all the new people that have come into my life, all the readings that I've done, the venues that I've been in, the people that I said goodbye to this year, those that I've helped transition into the spirit world. Had quite a few of those this year. Some of the different classes that I've done, upcoming classes that I'm facilitating, as well as I've actually done myself. And it's been a year. 2025 was a year, and it still is a year. We're not completely finished with it yet. And I realized that this existing year, I lost track of mindfulness. I lost track of being present at all times. I got so busy with so many different projects that I felt overwhelmed at times, or I felt like I was missing things at times. And I really thought, you know what, this year, 2026, I'm going to really focus on being mindful. So I wanted to talk to you about that. So mindfulness, a mindfulness journey, is a continual practice of being present in the now, right here. Not thinking about yesterday, not thinking about tomorrow, just this very moment. And it's standing in non-judgment, which is a good one. Because there are times when I just don't feel like doing something, and I just sit and veg out, or I'll read, or watch TV, and I feel guilty about the things that I'm not doing, because I think to myself, I have clothes that I should be doing, I have appointments that I could be making, I should be writing, I should. Instead of being in a non-judgmental area that says, my mind just needs rest. My energy just needs to recoup. I just need to veg out. So I, I want to commit to myself to be in the moment in a non-judgmental mindset. I want to work on being aware of who I am at this present moment. To be self-aware, to work on reducing stress through meditating, through breathing techniques. I need to reconnect with the relationship that I have with my own thoughts and emotions to bring a greater sense of peace and balance to myself. How many of you can agree? Have you lost that? I need to bring peace and balance back into my life. I lost that probably like in September. I was like frantic with some things. I have to do this and I have this and I have this and I have this. It's almost the end of the year and I need to just stop and breathe. So in order to do this, I'm asking you all to come along with me on this mindfulness journey. And it is a shift from doing to being. Instead of, what can I do? What can I be? What can I be? Noticing the people that are around me. What do they need? How can I help? How can I just connect? If your mind starts to wander, which mine often does, you bring it back. You acknowledge that wandering mind, and you come back. Yeah, I see a couple of people saying, I'm right with you, I'm right with you. I swear, 2025 was just like, brrr, and it went quickly. It went so quickly. And the last couple weeks, and I know I've said to you before that full moons normally don't affect me. Well, let me tell you, the October moon and this past full moon messed me up. My cell phone stopped. I got lost because my GPS wouldn't work because my cell phone stopped. My website got hacked. It was just a lot in the day before the full moon, and the day after. Everything was scrambled. And I realized at that time, my mind was going in 14 different places. Because let's face it, my website runs my business. It's where you schedule appointments. It's how you can get in touch with me. It's where you see the events that I'm going to be on. And if you want gift certificates, and that's like the engine that runs my business. But thank God, I have Holly who helps me. And she's like, we can fix it. We can fix it. Don't worry about it. And we did. We fixed it. It took us about 2 days, but we fixed it. I needed to focus on the moment of fixing and not thinking 2, 3, 4 weeks down the road of what this is messing up. I had to bring my attention back to my breath, how my body felt, listening to sounds, seeing things as they happen. I lost that. It's back. And now I'm asking you if you felt this way before. Is there a way back? Absolutely there is. It's calling attention back to the present moment. What's going on right now? What do I have control of right now? What am I visualizing right now? What am I sensing? What am I feeling? It's observing my thoughts and my feelings without labeling them as good or bad, and not using them as excuses. That's a good one. Not using it as an excuse. Well, I was going to do this, but let's just do it. Let's be mindful and let's keep moving. It's permitting your body, your mind, your energy, your spirit to just sit and breathe and relax and acknowledge and notice and be aware. What are we being aware of? I'm being aware of how my body feels. I'm turning to the physical body. Where's the tension? And if I say to you right now, if you just kind of close your eyes, where's the tension in your body? Usually it's in your shoulders, or in your back, or in your knees. Today, for some reason, I have tension like on my side. And I want to acknowledge that tension and breathe a white light into it to allow it to relax. And just take a minute. Where's your tension? Where do you feel stressed? Take a deep breath and breathe into that area. Releasing that tension. Being aware of my body's signs and signals. It's accepting myself in that moment instead of fighting it. How many times do you fight things? Do you fight the emotions? You push them down. You overlook them. You keep on going. Instead of just sitting with it. Grief is sitting with grief. But did you ever notice how when someone passes, there's so many things to do, so many tasks to do, that we keep busy and we're running around, and it never really hits us until we sit with the emotion. And some people never sit with it, so that grief lingers on and on and on. It's accepting where I am at this moment in time and giving myself grace to feel it instead of fighting it. Being okay knowing that difficult thoughts and emotions will come up. You logged in at the perfect time, great. You don't have to engage with every single emotion that comes up into your body. But it's paying attention to it, feeling it, and just being aware that it's there. And being mindful of the reason why it's there. And taking a deep breath and releasing that emotion, or sitting with it for a minute and feeling it. It's connecting with the relationship of your own emotions. I have a hard time doing that sometimes. I remember years ago, oh my gosh, years ago, probably, let's just say 35 years ago, maybe 40. Anyway, and I was going into therapy after coming out of a toxic marriage. And I remember the therapist saying to me, talk to me about emotions. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Well, happy, sad, joyful, giddy. What are those to you? And to me, they were all the same because they had been numbed. I couldn't put a name on emotions because I never allowed myself to sit in them because I was always on the defense. Make sense? So I started to become aware of the emotions that were within me. And I started acknowledging those emotions. But then there are times when I push the emotions to the side because something else needs to be done. I need to be strong for someone, or I can't let that person see that they got to me, or I need to push this emotion down because if I don't, somebody's going to get throat punched. It's never a good thing. But when I push those emotions down, they are still there. They are still there. We can't hold our breath forever. It's taking those deep cleansing breaths, touching that emotion, being present with that emotion without judgment. You're allowed to be angry. You're allowed to be sad. You're allowed to be joyful. It's giving yourself permission to feel these things. And it's so strange to me that I feel the need that I have to give myself permission to feel emotions. Does that not seem weird to you? I don't know where I learned that, and that's one of those things in this mindful journey that I'm going to look at to try and uncover. But it is allowing yourself to feel the emotions at the time, breathing into it, acknowledging it, giving yourself permission, and listening. And when you go off course, it's bringing yourself back to focus. So focus on the moment, bring your attention to it and breathe through it. Observe the feelings, the sounds, without saying whether it is good or bad. Bringing awareness to how the body feels and breathing light into the body. Separating the emotions, putting a name on them, engaging with them, and then unengaging with them. It's being aware of them. It's almost like, it's so weird, this just came to me. It's almost like, two adults having a conversation and the child is going, Mom, 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 Mom. If you don't acknowledge the child, they'll keep going, Mom, 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 Mom. You might just have to say, hold on a minute. We'll talk in a minute. That's what we need to do with our emotions. Hold on. Let me get to a quiet space that's safe, and we will talk and communicate with the emotions within you. If you get off course, bring yourself back to focus. There's a quote that says, where the mind goes, energy flows. So if you are constantly living in fear of something, things will come into your realm that you need to be afraid of. If you are constantly negative things will come in. Where your mind goes, energy flows. So you're bringing that into existence by thinking about that. But by being mindful, you're not staying stuck on it. You're acknowledging it, healing it, breathing through it, and releasing it. So these are daily habits to help you achieve peace in your life. I mean, good grief, isn't that your ultimate goal? I want to have a peaceful life. I want to be peaceful. I want to share peace. Well, if you're not at peace, you're not sharing peace. You're sharing edginess or conflict. Ever have anyone say to you, that person seems unapproachable? Well, why do they seem unapproachable? I don't know. Maybe they're unapproachable because they haven't listened to what's going on within their body. And they've got this big guard up around them, this big boundary, this border that says don't come in because there's enough in this body that I don't need any more crap. So when I think about the age that I am now, and I think about some of the drama that's going on in the world or around me, I have decided, you know what? I don't need drama anymore. You take your drama and deal with it. If you need help working through it, I'm here for you. But I'm not going to allow myself to get involved in the drama of things that I have no control over. And I think about where we've been in the last couple years and the news and people talking about the news and people talking about the events that are going on and why. And this, it no longer has room in my energy for that. I will, I will respond to those things that directly affect myself and my family. For the other things, there's not room in this energy for it. So, when I'm talking about this mindful journey, how do you start? So start by bringing the practice of meditation into your life. Now, hold on. I'm super dry this morning. Scooby-Doo. Sorry about that. So, bringing meditation in. And I know everybody says, I can't meditate. I don't know how to meditate. I can't. Well, yes, you can. You do not have to kumbaya for 4 hours. It is just sitting still and being quiet for 3 to 5 minutes. Can you do that? No TV, no phone, just you. Quiet, 3 to 5 minutes. Do it in the shower. That's how I used to start meditating. Listening to the shower. I've sent out a couple times the shower meditation. I can send that out again. But if you find a quiet place every single day, maybe it's before you get out of bed in the morning or before you go to sleep at night, and put this into your daily rotation. Before I brush my teeth, I'm going to meditate. After I brush my teeth, I'm going to meditate. In the shower, I'm going to meditate. 3 to 5 minutes of mindfulness. And if you miss a day, don't give up. Get back on track. Start again. So here's what you do. You get comfortable by either sitting down or lying down. Your back straight. Legs uncrossed. Feet flat on the floor if you're sitting. And you scan the body. Just like we did a minute ago. Take a deep breath. And what part of your body seems tense? And then you breathe air into that area. And you start to feel those muscles relax. Anywhere that you're tense, releasing the shoulders or wherever that tension is. Breathing into that area. And it's just focusing the breath coming in your nose and traveling to that area and breathing through it. And you'll start to feel the muscles and the stress start to relax. You stay focused on your breathing. Being mindful of the sensation of the air. Now, what do I mean by that? When the air comes in through your nose, it's cool. How does it smell? Fresh. And be mindful of how it feels when it leaves. It's warm. It's a release. It's gentle. Slow. And notice the rise and the fall of your chest or of your stomach. You're just tuning into those parts of your body. And clear the mind. No words, just breath. If you drift off, oh, I need to pick this up from the grocery store, that's to think about later. I'm coming back to breath. You can gently say, later. Breathing. After a few practices of getting quiet and know that, oh my gosh, I think I finally have it. And then you do, and then all of a sudden the mind scatters. It's fine. Acknowledge the scattering mind, later thoughts, and come back. And the more that you do this, and the more that you feel like you're being more mindful, start to expand your awareness. So as I'm breathing, what do I hear? Well, maybe I hear ringing in my ear, just a soft ringing in my ear. What are the sensations that I'm feeling? My hands are tingling. I wonder why my hands are tingling. That's my vibration raising. And it's not necessarily asking yourself at the moment of meditation. It's acknowledging. My hands are tingling. My ears are buzzing. My back is relaxing. Right? It's acknowledging that. Are there any visuals coming to my mind? What am I seeing? Colors. Am I seeing blues or reds? Does somebody come to my mind? But what's in my third eye? And when you bring this meditation to a close, be thankful for the moment that you gave to yourself to just be with you, to just be. Not be doing, not be thinking. I'm just being. And journal about it. See what you come up with. And notice how when you journal the first time, and when you journal the 5th time, and when you journal the 10th time, how things expand, how things change. And there's so many benefits to meditating that we all should take that moment to meditate. It reduces stress and fear and anxiety. I totally agree about not engaging in things I cannot control. Serenity prayer, yes, serenity prayer. To acknowledge the things that I can that I can change, and to know the difference of the things that I cannot. The benefits are also, it increases your own self-awareness and your connection with your higher self, with the divine, a higher thought process of thinking. It gives you time and space for clarity. There are times I get anxious about different projects that I have to do. And if I'm working in my office, I might, I got to do this. And then I start thinking about something else, and I got to do that. And I never finish either one because I'm back and forth like a ping pong ball. When I think about it, and I'm gonna put a note on my desk that says mindfulness. But when I get out of whack like that, I'm just going to take a deep breath, bring it to my heart center, and focus on the clarity of what needs to be done. But first, that I just need to be right here, right now. Not last week, not next year, right here, right now. I need to give myself time and space. It helps you to relax your emotions in difficult situations. Do you ever get so bunched up about something that you feel like, your left foot is magnetized to the ground and the right foot is just spinning, and all you're doing is spinning around in a circle? Because you can't lock in on the emotion during difficult situations. What do I do? What do I do? I've never had to do this before. I don't know what to do. Breathe. In this moment of being, it helps you to cultivate a better perspective, to help you to find clarity, balance, and inner peace. We're back to that inner peace again. Isn't that the main goal? To find peace. if your insides feel like electric shock is always like hitting them because you're, it's time to breathe. It's time to get still in the moment, acknowledge the emotions, release the stress to find clarity and balance and inner peace. Sometimes you may realize that the things that you're worrying about, you have no control over, so why worry about them? I need to find a solution to the things that directly affect myself. I'm not being selfish. I'm being selfless. Because I don't need less of self. I need to pay attention to myself, keeping my ego in check. Because I need to observe my emotions so that I can be of better help to those that are around me. I had a situation a couple weeks ago. Well, it happened when my website domain was hijacked. And I was up in the office, or up in the shop. And when my mind is all over the place, it's best just to leave me alone. I'm going to be doing things. I'm going to be working through things. I'm going to be making lists. And I remember someone coming over to me and asking me a question. I was just like, look, I'm not trying to be a jerk here. Just leave me alone for a little while. I have a lot going on, but I don't want to snap on you for no reason. So just let me have a couple minutes to breathe through it, and then I will be better in a little while. And they acknowledged and respected what I asked and left me alone. And I was better later, much later. But I had things I needed to recognize within my own energy, within my own mind, figure out what I had control over and what I didn't have control over, and what had control over me. That's the pisser. What had control over me? This emotion had control over me. No. We're not having that. We're going to work through it. So you're observing the sensations and the thoughts within yourself, and you're bringing that to your own awareness. Almost like you can put like you have a bulletin board and you're putting a stick pin in things so that you can acknowledge the emotions that are coursing through you because you're paying attention and being mindful in the moment. If you put something off till much, much later, you may blow up at someone unintentionally. Instead of taking a moment and saying, I just need to be alone for a minute. So, I've given you the recommendation about meditation to reconnect with your sensations. You may ask why. Because mindfulness needs to be done intentionally. I'm intentionally focusing on the present moment. I'm observing my thoughts and my feelings of right now. I'm feeling the sensations of right now. And I'm hearing the surroundings of right now without judgment. That's the key. I don't want to judge myself for having the emotion. I don't want to react because I'm having an emotion. I don't want to feel guilty because I'm having an emotion. We're all human. Let's be mindful of the emotion. Touch it. Breathe through it. And release it. Or have a solution for it. So when we're meditating, it's just like I'm floating in the moment. You're bobbing around, right? You're in the water. And the emotions are just kind of floating around you. these emotions, do they help you engage better with life? Or do they disconnect you from the life? Instead of getting lost in the past or worrying about the future worries, let's manage the stress by acknowledging where it is in my body, how it feels, what it is. Is there something that I can do about this? Is it something that directly affects me? Mindfulness. It's not about meditating until you are in a meditative trance where there's a state of no thoughts, because thoughts are going to come in and go out. You acknowledge them, thinking about this later. Feeling the stress, I'm breathing through it. Meditation changed Shannon's life. Absolutely. Absolutely. It can slow things down. If you deal with anxiety or depression, meditation can help you get that into check. Slowing things down. It's not always going to be about positive emotions. You're not always going to say, oh, there's a positive thing that's coming out of this. I try to find something positive out of everything, but sometimes I just say, you know what, this is bullshit. This sucks. It's accepting and acknowledging all experiences and then choosing to be present within them in that moment and finding clarity. Now, don't get me wrong. This is not a replacement for professional help if needed. Therapy helped me a lot. But it's a good starting place. Sometimes it's good to acknowledge. Sometimes. I say all the time. It's good to acknowledge what's renting space in your brain. Do you have a squatter in there? Something that just came in and sat down and doesn't have your permission to be there? And it just keeps tapping at you and kicking you? Time to get that squatter out of there. What's in your headspace? What do you think about? Where your mind goes, your energy flows. Observing it instead of fully engaging it. Non-judgmental. I can sit with this for a moment. Here's how it affects me. Here's my solution. You know, I'm not doing this anymore. Or I'm going to do this, and this. Mindfulness. Being present in the moment. So, every year about this time, I use that time to reflect, as we started talking about earlier. And I reflect on the good, the bad, and the ugly. I don't sit in it. I just reflect. Because I want to think about how I can change things for a better next year. How I can be of better service to others by being more mindful of myself. So, got to pull the numerology in, you know me. So in numerology, 2026 is 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 6 equals 10. And then you take it down to a single number. So it's 1. And number 1 in numerology signifies that a cycle has ended, 2025, completion, and new beginnings, new leadership for 2026. Well, the leadership within yourself. How are you going to lead yourself into 2026? I think being mindful is a good start. 1 symbolizes infinite potential. If somebody told you that you could not fail at something, what would you do? Infinite potential, independence, spiritual evolution. This is all numerology 1. New ventures, new personal power, even though sometimes with numerology 1, it shows impatience. So when you feel impatient, you find mindfulness, the need for balance. In numerology, 1 is the pioneer. So think about the pioneer, the first one out to discover, to be excited and adventurous. The self-starter with ambition and original willpower. I love that. Originality, willpower, ambition, self-starter, the pioneer. This is 2026 for me, starting with mindfulness. Are you coming along with me? You going to do this too? So if you have a life path of 1, and I'm just going to delve into this a little bit. You value your freedom. So isn't that what mindfulness is? I'm valuing my freedom of what is renting space in my mind. It brings freedom from past regrets and future worries. Right here, right now, what's going on? Mindfulness. It's saying to yourself, what do I feel right now in this moment? It's checking in. And it's so strange as I'm saying that, and I'm thinking, okay, what do I feel right now? So I have these very thick socks on, but my toes are cold. So I'm very aware that I have cold feet. But it's being aware. Can I do something about my cold feet? I absolutely can. I can turn the heater on my feet. But it's just checking in with yourself. What do I feel right now? How can I change a situation of uncomfortability within myself to make myself more comfortable? I can turn the heat on my feet. Right? It's saying to yourself, how do I feel right now? Put in the comments, how do you feel right now? This state of mindfulness is the I am concept, not the I was or I will be. I am. I am. I am here today with cold feet. I am present. I am feeling better than I did yesterday. And, it's just finding that peace. The spiritual meaning of 1 is divine unity. Mind, body, spirit. Connecting with the divine, connecting with your higher self. It's the beginning. It's oneness. It's the source of all things. Mindfulness, oneness. Becoming one with my body. Feeling much more centered instead of my head spinning. And you have cold feet too? I know, right? Somebody's feeling sleepy. Yeah. So it's figuring out, what am I going to do about feeling sleepy? Am I going to take a nap or am I going to take a shower? Am I going to get moving? Feeling more centered instead of my head spinning. Great. Write that down. Today, I'm feeling more centered. What am I going to do about my cold feet? These next few days, the last few days of 2025, I will continue to reflect on my accomplishments and my lessons, the things that I've learned and the things that I have the power to change. Because I have a choice in what I respect, or what I respect. Laurie says I'm a little overwhelmed. All right, Laurie, take that deep breath. Feel centered. Touch your heart. See where your stress is. And breathe into that stress until that stress relaxes. and connecting with why you feel overwhelmed and what you can do about the overwhelmed feelings. Slowing down. I don't want to say inviting the feeling of being overwhelmed, acknowledging the feeling of being overwhelmed without judgment. And as you reflect, and as I reflect, I don't want to get stuck in the past. Were there things in 2025 that I could have done better? Absolutely. But what did I learn? How can I do better for next year? And when I say, how can I do better, I want to acknowledge to you all that being in a constant state of being better, of doing better, is not because I feel like I am unworthy. It's because I want to serve the world in the most loving way possible. If you are constantly in a spin of self-help, think to yourself, do I want to grow, or is it because I don't feel like I'm worthy? I want to strive to be mindful and balanced and continue to nurture my own inner peace. Because let's face it, if you have inner peace, it will connect with others searching for inner peace or who also have inner peace. And it will feel kind of velvety. Your energy will feel warm and inviting. Acknowledging the fact that whatever is running space in my head that's causing static, it's time for me to turn that volume down. After acknowledging why the volume was there and giving myself a space, a safe space without judgment, to be in the moment, to just stop. When you see something beautiful outside, do you just go, oh yeah, there that is, or do you stop and you look at it for a moment? You take it in. This summer we had an eagle in the backyard. And I've never seen an eagle up close. I still didn't see an eagle up close because I wanted to respect its territory. But I went outside and just watched it for a while. Got my camera zoomed in so I could get closer without bothering it. I just observed the white feathers. I just observed the way it sat in this pride almost, in confidence. It's allowing yourself to observe yourself in a safe space. So I want to end by saying to you that I got a couple new decks of cards. Of course I did. And the one is called Soul Coaching by Denise Lynn. And I haven't messed around with it very much. But it just happened to be in my bedroom last night while I was writing Tuesday Talks. And I wanted to pull 3 cards and ask my guides for 3 takeaways on mindfulness that I can share with you. And I did like past, present, and future. And the cards that I came up with, hold on, let me switch this here. Okay. So for the past, the card that I have is courage. And when you look at the card, you see the storm. You see the lightning in the sky. And this little boat with a man in it. And he's standing and he's observing the storm with courage. For present, communication. So there's still that light in the sky. And now, when I look at this, there is this childlike person that is speaking softly to the tiger. And the interesting thing about tiger energy is that they observe their full surroundings before taking action. Mindfulness. And then the future shows delight. Same light, but now you have flowers and you have a group of people that are there. And when I look at this, I feel as if 2025, 2024, 2023 took a lot of courage to walk through. Now for 2026, we need to communicate that so that we can share our delight. And it's becoming mindful. So, I just want to see if I missed writing something. Okay, so I wanted to just read what the book says to you for courage. And it's very short. And I just want you to just think about 2025 or 2024 and the word courage as I read this. Throw your shoulders back, step forward, and take a risk. Be willing to listen to the beat of your own drum. Honor your truth. Speak up for yourself. Be impeccable in all your actions. You have the radiant spirit of a warrior of light. This isn't the time to be timid or to pull back. Don't allow yourself to be limited by your beliefs. This is the time to take action with passion and delight and courage. Courage doesn't mean that you won't be afraid. Doesn't mean that you'll be fearless. It just means that you will fear less. Acknowledge that you are frightened and take action anyway. Face your anxiety and go beyond the boundaries of limited perception of yourself. You are the light bearer for others. Through your example, people find and act on their truth. And the mantra is, I live life passionately and courageously. So as you reflect 2025, does that resonate? It resonated with me a lot. So then when we look at 2026, and that is communication. So we've taken courage, we've been our own light bearer, and now we need to communicate. Communicate from the heart and speak your truth without hesitation. Be willing to stand before the crowd and share from your center. I love that. Share from your center, from your heart. This isn't a time to be shy. Okay? Courage said this wasn't a time to fear. So this isn't a time to be shy and hesitate, but a time to heal through communication. You're a natural teacher. Speaking can be healing. Your soul wants you to know discretion is the better part of valor. However, sometimes it may be fear rather than discretion that keeps you from reaching out. Communication restores trust and allows you to clarify your ideas, positions, and feelings. Mindfulness, you're communicating with your mind. You're communicating with your higher self. It can be healing when you share what has been withheld. So you're finding out what's taking space in your head. Now is the time to take a risk and have the courage, here's that courage, to speak with forthright clarity. Mindfulness, clarity. Share an unspoken darkness that lays heavy in your heart, even if you're afraid. Declare your truth for all to hear without fear of being rejected or misunderstood. When you do this, transformation and healing can occur. And the mantra is, I communicate from the heart and love surrounds and protects me. What an awesome mantra. And love surrounds and protects me. When you talk about something that happened to you in the past that was difficult for you to go through, and you share that path with someone else who is truly listening, you're healing. Be the light. Your message is literally a direct script to my soul and has been reminding me to stop dimming my light. Absolutely. You could be the light for someone else. There's someone that's walking behind you that needs your light. And as long as you can be with yourself, that light will shine. And then when we look at courage, communication, and then delight, just think about that healing process. Delight. Clap your hands with joy and let your inner child play. That inner child is coming out. And notice how we have this man in the storm, an innocent child with a tiger, and then a group of children playing. Be silly or play hooky and take a day off. Mindful. What does your body need? This isn't a time to buckle down and get to work. This is when you should be spontaneous and have fun. What do I need? Mindfulness. What does my mind need? What does my body need? What does my spirit need? Your soul wants you to know your spirit guardians are delighted when you are filled with childlike wonder, joy, and exuberance. When just one person experiences true delight, this joyous energy radiates outward like a ripple in a pool. Remember, we were talking about floating in the water. Your pleasure can rejuvenate you and can have a powerful healing effect on others. So, where my mind goes, my energy flows. So if my mind is going towards that child, joyful energy, it's inward, but it's also outward, and it touches others. The mantra is, I delight in everything in my world, and divine joy fills me. Mindfulness. It's finding that. It's acknowledging joy. It's acknowledging courage. It's acknowledging communication, acknowledging delight. Connecting, reconnecting. Mind, body, and spirit. Giving yourself permission. Checking in. You ever check in on friends, just wondering how you were doing? Do you do that for yourself? Maybe I should check in with myself. How am I doing? Whew, I feel overwhelmed. Why am I overwhelmed? Let's just feel that feeling. Get centered and breathe. Take a few moments. But when you look at the cards, my past gave me the courage to communicate with myself, to be mindful, to find peace and release me from fear, that allow me to have delightful playfulness and joyfulness. Beautiful. Perfect. I'm taking off work and I'm being the Grinch for my local elementary school. Oh my gosh, Shelby, feel into that. Be the Grinch. You are the Grinch. I could see you doing that. But it's shedding. It's sharing joy with others. Being mindful of who you are. Communicating that with yourself in a safe space, but not being stuck in it. So, my dear friends, you'll still hear from me next week and the following week until 2026 is upon us. But will you join me in committing to a mindfulness journey for 2026 of checking in with yourself and acknowledging what you need so that you can find inner peace? Let me know. We'll all be works in progress. All right, guys. Mindfulness. Let's do it. If you are interested in a reading or any of the events, connectingtospiritwithstacy.com. You can see it in there. You can also private message me or DM me or email me. But I hope today you bring mindfulness and joy and clarity in a safe space for yourself. Until next week, I pray that you all are living the life you love and loving the life you live. If not, you're the only one that can change it. Bring mindfulness into your journey, into your path, and reconnect. All right, guys, I'll see you next week. Peace out. I love you. Have a good one.